What's up, guys? It's Jeremy here. Out of breath, one of your very favorite people with Parkinson's, here to talk to you about pain, Parkinson's and pain, and a couple other things. Might be kind of a rambly conversation this afternoon. I did something to my shoulder. It hurts like hell. I guess it's Parkinson's related because I remember getting out of bed in the morning and reaching down to catch myself on the floor and feeling something not pop, but I could feel a strain. Something was like a rubber band kind of snapped tight. So it hurts like hell. I actually had to have my wife grab my good arm and pull me out of bed this morning. It was pretty rough. These are the things that aren't necessarily Parkinson's, but they're Parkinson's related. I would not have hurt my arm if I was able to get out of bed normally. And now it's kind of twisting and tweaking around on me. It's like every time I move it, it's like, I think what I did is I think I set off some dystonia, the cramping, twisting. I think that's what's going on. Pain is something that I think is probably underreported or under recognized in Parkinson's because people just get used to the pain. I mean, I remember before my diagnosis, my back hurt all the time. Now, I had a very physical job, but it hurt worse than it ever had. I remember getting off my motorcycle, and it just felt like there were pebbles all up and down my spine and my back muscles. That was beginning of Parkinson's. I didn't know at the time, but it was just the pain. You just get used to it. And I think maybe people with PD have a higher pain tolerance than someone without the chronic condition. So yeah, it's frustrating. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, just smoke weed." Well, I've covered that in other videos. Doesn't help. I already take enough pills, so I'm hesitant to take more, but I did have to break down and take some ibuprofen this morning, and I've got an icy hot patch on it. My wife was kind enough to patch up her wounded soldier falling out of bed in the morning. Pain is it's something you learn to live with PD, and it's something that, I mean, I skateboarded for years. I sprained my ankle numerous times, never had any major serious injuries, but my fair share of scrapes and road rash and sprained ankles, probably broke a couple toes without really realizing it, just the wear and tear on your body. So I've always been up for pain, so to speak. Now, not pain that's disease related. I mean, I could live with pain that was kind of self-inflicted if I jumped off some stairs and landed on my board wrong and my ankle rolled. I mean, it hurt like hell, but I could say, well, that was on me. This was not on me. This was just the pain of life with Parkinson's. So if you want to complain to me, I'll listen, leave some comments about your aches and pains. I'm sure you've got them. And here's the thing, mine could be so much worse. I know a woman who has horrible dystonia all over her whole body. She can't move. She gets locked up. She can't even move at all. I actually can't really. I can't lift my arm up over my head, which you'd be surprising. See, it's kind of bouncing around over here because of the pain. It's trying to get comfortable, but it can't. You'd be surprised at the number of ailments that people have because of Parkinson's. I mean, the foot pain, your feet cramp and roll, joint pain. The risk of falling is just, it gets worse every turn of the clock. So leave me some complaints about your pain. I will listen. But I'm not done yet. I wanted to talk about something else here. I had my second follow-up appointment with my new movement disorder specialist. And she prescribed me one other medicine, Brasadulene, which I have not yet taken yet. It's coming. I got to go pick it up. But I told her, I was like, I'm kind of done with the pills for the moment. I mean, I'm never going to be done with them. But I said, and this was something I never thought I would ever come down to, but like, would DBS help me? Now, the first time I went to the appointment I was on, I had real bad dyskinesia when I was talking because I was stressed out. This time I wanted her to see me off. And I walked, first of all, I had to be wheeled in on a wheelchair when I was on Cinemet, the Parkinson's med. But I wanted to show her when I was off. And I walked up and down the hall. And she actually said something to me which was kind of interesting. She said, you're tremor dominant, which was not the original diagnosis. I guess I was the posture instability, gait disturbance, and the stiffness. That was more chronic, but I can still walk. I mean, it's not always great, but I can still walk. It's not that bad. But I was pretty shaky, and that was the first thing that she said when we were talking about DBS. She's like, you're tremor dominant, which was really odd to me. I guess maybe it's good that I didn't get DBS earlier because it would have been a different target. So that was kind of interesting. But I told her, I was like, could DBS work for me? And she said it could. She's like, she said, I forget I don't think she gave me odds, but she said it could be very helpful for you. But here's the deal. It's a long process. You don't just walk in and say, plug me up, doc. Zzz. Deep brain stimulation, for those of you who don't know what DBS stands for. They run little electrodes into your brain, different parts of your brain, put a little pacemaker of sorts in your chest with a little battery pack. Now, this is something I never wanted to do, but it's come down to the point where if I want to be able to enjoy life and not suffer these wild swings of ups and downs, I'm probably going to have to look into something a little more extreme. Now, DBS is not a cure, and I mean, I don't even know if I'll be a candidate for it because, first of all, I've got my first appointment to even figure out if I'll be a candidate is I got to go completely off, bring my Parkinson's meds, and take them, and they have to see how they affect me when they kick in and how they affect me when I'm trying to move around. So that'll be a freaking fun day. But there's a point that I think we all reach where it's like, how much of this can I take? And I've talked to different people that are at different in different spots of their journey, different miles down the road, so to speak. And a lot of them are like me. I'm not ready for DBS. But then there's some that you talk to and they're like, I can't keep just riding this roller coaster. And if there's something out there, even if it's extreme, I would like to try it. Now, the success rate, or I should say, it's considered a fairly low-risk surgery. There is a chance of brain bleeding, which I guess could lead to a stroke, and chance of infection, but the percentages are like 1% or something. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I believe I was told and what I've read. It's kind of like if you're playing poker, kind of a high risk, high reward kind of a situation. But I feel like I've been dealt my hand, just to use a poker analogy. I look at the cards. I waited for the turn. I waited for the river. I've waited for all the cards to come down. These are the cards I got, and it's kind of all pointing me into one direction. So I will keep you updated on that. It's been, I got to tell you, I mean, I'm used to pain, but this shoulder, I mean, it jacks up your walk. I mean, my walk is jacked up enough. Like I had to come up the stairs to this. By the way, I apologize for the setting here. It's not all that glamorous. My wife and kid are downstairs, and I didn't think I didn't be able to hear the vacuum. I didn't really want to get in on that action. But it's kind of the cards been dealt, and I got to make a decision. And I don't know. I'll keep you posted. Like I said, I really appreciate all the feedback I get. Getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Woohoo! Ow. That sucks. But yeah, I had to climb up the stairs to get up to this room here, and it was dangerous. I probably won't come up the stairs except for bedtime. Going down will be a little bit easier. Well, hopefully not rolling down. But I did have one last thing I want to share with you, because we get kind of down and dirty in this YouTube channel. I try to put some levity in, put some good stuff. This is the book I'm currently reading. Roger Daughtry, My Story, the lead singer of The Who. Look at that hair. Imagine that hair on this guy. It's a pretty good book. I haven't finished it yet. I was actually fortunate enough to see The Who, I guess Pete Townsend, Roger Daughtry, and I guess Zach Starkey, Ringo's son, was the drummer. Obviously, John Entwistle and Keith Moon are no longer with us. But I was fortunate to see that with one of my good friends, Sam. Got some tickets, and that was the last concert that I've been to, and it might be the last concert I ever attend if things don't improve. It was a good concert. It was a really good show. I'm not the biggest Who fan. I'm more lean more to the Beatles and the Stones, but I got to tell you, seeing them live was very impressive. So there you go. Roger Daughtry, my story. Thanks a lot, Mr. Kibblewhite. That was one of his professors or teachers in school who said, "You will never amount to nothing, not to a hill of beans in this crazy world." That's all I got. Thanks for listening, guys and gals, ladies and dudes, as I always say. Till next time, peace and love from Creaky J Mac in the city of St. Louis.